Bir haftayı daha yoğun bir gündemle ardımızda bıraktık. Zamlara her gün yenileri eklenirken, yurttaşlardan yine sabır isteyen Cumhurbaşkanı Erdoğan, Avrupa'da marketlerin rafları boş iddiasını tekrarladı. Resmi rakamlara göre ekonomi yılın ikinci çeyreğinde %7,6 büyüdü. Ancak aynı veriler yoksullaştıran büyümeyi de gözler önüne serdi. Milli gelirden iş gücü ödemelerinin aldığı pay son 2 yılda %38'den %25'e düştü. Türk İş'in verilerine göre Ağustos ayında 4 kişilik bir ailenin açlık sınırı 6.889 lira, yoksulluk sınırı ise 22.442 lira oldu. İstanbul Ticaret Odası'nın verileri ise Ağustos ayında İstanbul'un enflasyonunu %99,91 olarak açıkladı. Adli yıl açıldı. Erdoğansa bugüne kadar açıkladığı onlarca yargı paketiyle ve eylem planıyla yapmadığı adalet sistemindeki iyileştirmenin önümüzdeki dönem yapılacağını müjdeledi. Sedat Peker'in yeni ifşalarıyla milletvekilinden bürokratlara, Cumhurbaşkanı danışmanları üstünden saraya uzanan yeni bir yolsuzluk, rüşvet ve manipülasyon ağı ortaya çıktı. Sosyal medyanın denetim altına alınması şarttır diyen MHP lideri Bahçeli'ye göre ise sosyal medyanın sınırlandırılması milli birlik ve güvenlik için hayat memat konusu. Ve daha neler neler. Biz yine kendi gündemimize dönelim. Bakalım ifade özgürlüğünün bu haftaki hal ve gidişi nasılmış?
Another investigation was launched against Emine Şayanşar, who lost her husband and 2 sons as a result of the attack by bodyguard and relatives of Justice and Development Party Parliament member Ibrahim Halil Yıldız on June 14, 2018, in Suruç district of Urfa, and has been holding a justice watch in front of the Urfa courthouse for 541 days. In the investigation launched against her, Şayanşar is accused of insulting Yıldız on the grounds of the words she used during the 529th day of the vigil. 10 of the investigations launched against the Şayanşar family were opened with allegations of insult, 6 of them violating the law for demonstrations, 2 of them resisting to prevent duty, and 2 of them for insulting Turkish state institutions and bodies. During this period, 4 of the investigations initiated against Emine Şayanşar turned into lawsuits.
A lawsuit was filed against Cin News reporter Rozerin Gültekin and Mesopotamia Agency reporter Ergin Çağlar, who were detained while following the Gemlik March against the isolation against Abdullah Öcalan in Bursa on charges of organizing, directing and participating in illegal meetings and demonstration marches number 2911. Çağlar's first hearing was on December 6th at the Bursa 29th Criminal Court of First Instance. Gültekin's first hearing will be held at İzmir Seferihisar Criminal Court of First Instance on October 25th.
An investigation was launched against Professor Celal Şengör, who stated that prophets such as Abraham and Moses did not actually exist, on the allegation of insulting religious values. Şengör has said they are all fairy tales. It's not known that a man named Ibrahim lived. All these people did not even exist. All of these are actually what's called those 3 holy books. No, but this important Syrian religious tradition is a sub-branch derived for the Mesopotamian religious tradition, what we call the Abrahamic religions today. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. In Judaism, they call Moses the prophet. History never knew such a man, no such name. There is a famous exodus from Egypt in the book called the Jews, but in fact there is no such thing. It was learned that the prosecutor who conducted the investigation was Türkşat Kuntan Uçuk, who has also previously led the artist Gülşen to arrest for public incitement to hatred and enmity.
The police intervened in the press statement of the Istanbul branch of the Saturday Mothers and Human Rights Association Commission Against Disappearances in Altınşehir Cemetery for the August 30th International Day of Enforced Disappearances. 14 people, including relatives of the disappeared, were detained.
A tradesman named Oktay Avcı, who wanted to make a press statement by wearing a vest with the words, "This is an Erdogan robbery," was detained in Mersin. Avcı wanted to protest a repayment calculation of 116,000 liras for the 44,000 lira loan he took from PTT Bank. The police stopped Avcı before he came to the front of the PTT building where he would make the press statement and confiscated his vast and press statement texts. Avcı had previously declared that the government went bankrupt due to wrong economic policies and the economic crisis, and was detained while trying to hang banners criticizing the president in his workplace, and a lawsuit has been filed against him for insulting the president.
The police did not allow the members of the private sector teachers' union to make a statement in Ankara about the right to a base salary and their basic demands. The police intervened against the group with tear gas. 9 people were detained. The Minister of National Education called the harsh intervention of the police manipulation to the teachers who protested for their rights. The Interior Minister targeted a teacher who had been detained. This time, Erdogan called the teachers who protested for their rights looters.
Relatives of detainees who came together in Mecidiyeköy for the Justice Watch protest held every week in Istanbul to draw attention to the situation of the old prisoners were prevented by police. 10 people were detained.
Peace mothers and their relatives made a statement in front of the Dolmabahce Palace in Beşiktaş, where the Dolmabahce Convention was read during the dialogue process in 2015 on the occasion of September 1st, World Peace Day. The police demanded that the mothers who called for peace leave the area, citing that it is banned to make a statement. The police who took those who came to make a statement under blockade detained 3 peace mothers.
Etkin News Agency reporter Elif Bayburt was detained before the press conference organized by the Socialist Party of the Oppressed within the scope of a lawsuit filed against her with charge of violating the law for demonstrations for a protest she participated in 2021.
Halk TV reporter Erdinç Yılmaz and cameraman Murat Kibar, who were present to report in the Tokatköy neighborhood of Beykoz district of Istanbul, where the demolition of houses within the scope of urban transformation and the police blockade continued despite a court decree against it, were prevented from filming by the Justice and Development Party municipality. The 2 journalists were beaten and removed from the area. Citizens who did not want to leave their homes were also detained.
Singer Gülşen, who was arrested on charges of public incitement to hatred, enmity, and denigration by being targeted because of the words she said while joking with her friend on stage, was released with the verdict of house arrest. An indictment was prepared against Gülşen with a demand of prison sentence of up to 3 years.
Republican People's Party Istanbul Provincial Chair Canan Kaftancıoğlu testified as part of the investigation opened against her due to insulting the president because of the word dictator she used about Erdogan in a TV show she attended.
The Mardin and Hakkari governorates banned all kinds of protests and demonstrations, press statements, and distribution of leaflets for 15 days as of September 1. In both provinces, the bans have been maintained for more than 3 years without interruption, with the decrees announced by the governorship of various periods. The reasons for the ban are always the same: protection of integrity of the state, national security, blah blah blah.
The concert by artist İlkay Akkaya, which was planned to be held in Ceyhan district of Adana on August 30th during the Victory Day events of the municipality, was banned by the Ceyhan district governorate on the grounds of protection of public order and security. Another ban against the artist, who was targeted by the pro-government Yeni Şafak daily, came from Mardin. The Mardin governorate used the claim that there is someone in the organizing team who carries out activities that praise a terrorist organization as an excuse for the ban.
Greek journalist Evangelos Arietos announced that he was deported from Turkey. Arietos said, "I cannot understand the decision of the Turkish authorities. It is something that deeply saddens me and makes me feel like an exile." The Committee of Protection of Journalists, which stated that the journalist was detained at the airport for about 7 hours and was given a document stating that he could not enter Turkey due to the protection of public order, also called on the Turkish authorities to allow the journalists to work freely and to ensure that political issues do not affect the admission of journalists in the country.
Şaban Ok, an artist from Diyarbakır living in Istanbul, announced that he had received threatening phone calls. Ok, who's a former religious official and an artist who sings Kurdish hymns in churches, also has an album called Kilamen Kurdan Mesihi, Kurdish Christian songs. The artist said that the person who called him in the middle of the night said, "I know where you are, Shaban. Be careful with your steps. Shaban, I will burn you. Bullets will rain wherever you go tomorrow. Behave yourself."
The video of Justice and Development Party Erzurum Parliament member Zehra Taşkesenlioğlu, who was mentioned in the bribery allegations published by criminal organization leader Sedat Peker, and the related news were blocked from access by Ankara First Criminal Judicature of Peace on the grounds of violation of personal rights. Dozens of news stories about Taşkesenlioğlu had previously been censored by the Ankara Gölbaşı Criminal Judicature of Peace with the decrees issued on August 25 and 26.
Access to the content on website Ekşi Sözlük, titled Note Written by Tansu Çiller in the Anıtkabir Special Notebook, was blocked from access with a decree issued by the Istanbul 10th Criminal Judicature of Peace. The content in question included a newspaper clipping of the news that emphasized the typos in the article written by former Prime Minister Tansu Çiller in the Anıtkabir Special Notebook. Violation of personal rights was presented as the reason for the ban decree.
The Ankara First Criminal Judicature of Peace imposed a blockade on the article titled Economist Erdoğan by Kısa Dalga writer Sedat Bozkurt upon the application of President Erdoğan's executive assistant Hasan Doğan. In the article in question, it was stated that Erdoğan made decisions on the economy on his own without consulting anyone, and it was stating that Doğan warned those who would meet Erdoğan not to express their opinions that the president would not like.
Social media platform Twitter has started to inform users of the decision to block access to 130 accounts taken in 2020 at the request of the presidency. "No action has been taken, but we may have to take action in the future," said the email Twitter sent to users. In May 2020, the Ankara Third Criminal Judicature of Peace ruled that 130 Twitter accounts be blocked from access, citing the protection of national security and public order.
Twitter has released a transparency report for the period July-December 2021 showing content removal requests from governments. According to the report, Turkey ranked 4th after Japan, Russia, and South Korea among the countries with the highest number of legal content removal requests by official authorities. In the said period, Turkey requested 4,284 separate content removal requests against 8,496 accounts. It was further stated that 540 tweets and 62 accounts were blocked from access. Compared to the first half of 2021, there was a 24% increase in removal requests from Turkey and a double increase in the number of tweets of accounts blocked. On the other hand, after India, Turkey is the second country with the highest number of requests to block journalists from Twitter.
Social media platform TikTok has released its report revealing content removal requests for the period from July to December 2021. According to the report, Turkey is the country with the highest number of account closure requests in the world, also ranking second in terms of content removal requests. According to the report, as a result of the requests received from Turkey, 170 content was removed, and with this data, Turkey became the third country in the world that removed the most content.
The number of files at the Grand National Assembly of Turkey regarding the lifting of parliamentary immunity of parliament members reached 1,691. The highest number of immunity files against parliament members in the history of the parliament were prepared in the current period. Of all files, 1,231 are against the People's Democratic Party members, 272 against the Republican People's Party members, and 77 against the Democratic Regions Party members, and 77 against the Democratic Regions Party members.
The Constitutional Court found it unconstitutional to prevent the Confederation of Public Workers' Unions from making a press statement on the collective bargaining agreement in Ankara on August 3, 2015, on the grounds that it did not obtain permission and was outside the scope of demonstrations determined by the governorate. emphasizing that everyone has the right to organize unarmed and peaceful meetings and demonstrations without prior permission in the Constitution. The Supreme Court ruled that the police intervention violated the prohibition of torture and the right to hold meetings and demonstrations.
The Constitutional Court has ruled that the administrative fine given to teacher Ramazan Sümer on the charge of acting against order within the governor's protest ban after he participated in the press statement to protest a sexual harassment incident in the state hospital in Ergani district of Diyarbakır on June 30, 2017, was a violation of the right to organize peaceful meetings and demonstrations.
The Constitutional Court ruled that the disciplinary penalty issued against Konya Selçuk University lecturer Dr. Hasan Moore was a violation of freedom of expression and issued 13,500 Turkish liras to be paid to him in compensation. Dr. Moore had been penalized for allegedly engaging in political issues in lectures, speaking against state officials, using humiliating statements about the president and his wife, and slandering on social media.
The bones of Hakan Arslan, who lost his life in clashes during the curfew declared on December 2, 2015, in Diyarbakır's Sur district, were delivered to his father in a bag after 7 years. After the incidents, Diyarbakır Bar Association filed a criminal campaign emphasizing that fundamental rights and freedoms such as respect for personal memory and the right to be buried were violated.
Bu haftalıkta bizden bu kadar. Daha fazlası her zaman olduğu gibi internet sitemizde ve haftalık bültenlerimizde. Yeniden görüşünceye değin hoşça kalın.